Hi, boys and girls, and welcome to another LagerTale. Guess what? Logger's decided he's Superman today. Did you decide that on your own, or what? Tell me why you think you're Superman. Because you're a therapy dog. Yes, well, they can be super people, super dogs, super animals. How about that? You could be a super animal and be a therapy dog. Yes, you can. Because you go into schools and make people feel better, don't you? Yeah. Well, we're going to read about a therapy dog today. Would that be okay with you? All right. Would you care if I took your eyes off and we'll put them on Moosey? How about that? Would we put them on Moosey? How about that? Moosey's not cooperating, or these aren't cooperating with Moosey any better than you, than they were with you. Yeah. All right. The name of our story is Madeline, Finn, and the Therapy Dog. And that would be you. Yeah, you're a therapy dog. All right. And it's written by Lisa Papp. All right, let's see about this one. Happy birthday, Star! Is Star ready for his test tomorrow, Mom asks. He sure is, I say. We've been practicing. Star is a dog just like Logger. We practice meeting people. Hello, Madeline Flynn, the postman says. We practice sitting still when a bike goes by. We even practice meeting other dogs. You're gonna do great, I tell Star. You're gonna make the best therapy dog ever. But that's you, isn't it? You're the best one. Yeah. Walker Oaks Retirement Village. Star doesn't go to a school for his test. Instead, he drives to a place called Walker Oaks. Star will have 3 visits here, Mom says. You can do it, Star, I say. Remember, it's your job to make people smile. Mrs. Dimple and Bonnie are waiting for us. Is this where Bonnie passed her therapy dog test? I asked Mrs. Dimple. It sure is, she says. Lots of therapy dogs visit the people who live here. If Star passes his test, he can join them. Or you can learn to do other things like go to elementary schools. Inside, we see a man with a clipboard. Hello, Madeline Flynn, he says. My name is Mr. Finch. It's my job to see if Star will make a good therapy dog. We've been practicing, she says. Would you like to hold Star's leash with your mother? He asks. Yes, please, I say. First, Mom and I walk Star around the room. Stop, please, Mr. Finch says. We stop. Proceed. I guess that means go because Mom starts walking again. We walk past Bonnie and some other therapy dogs. Star doesn't bark or try to play with them. Good job, Star. Star's doing all the things you had to do, huh? Next, Mr. Finch pets Star, especially touching his ears and his tail. Star doesn't mind. A nurse walks by with a wheelchair. Star is curious, but he doesn't chase it. Finally, Mom and I have to let go of Star's leash and walk away. Star is supposed to sit still. Uh-oh, but he doesn't. Instead, he walks across the room. A lady smiles and Star puts his paw on her knee. Mr. Finch writes something on his clipboard, but he's smiling too. Okay, he says, that's all for the day. Star did well on his first test, Mom says when we leave. He sure did, Mrs. Dimple said. On his next test, Star will visit with some of the residents. You can do it, I say. Star and I practice all week, especially sitting still when I let go of his leash. Pretty soon, it's time for his second test. Welcome back, Madeline Flynn, said Mr. Finch. This time, he leads us to a big room. Why don't you and Star go in and say hello? I'm kind of nervous, but Star isn't. He walks right up and smiles. He walks up. "Oh, isn't he the sweetest thing?" a lady says. "He reminds me of a dog I had when I was a boy," a man says. "He gives Star a kiss right on his nose." Mwah. A lady with a big hat walks around her garden. She even reads Star a letter. Star is a good listener. Everyone seems happy. Everyone except a man in a corner. "This is Mr. Humphrey," a nurse said. "Would you like to pet Star?" I asked. Mr. Humphrey doesn't say anything. Mr. Finch takes some more notes. Then it's time to go. "Star did well on his second test," Mom says, "but he didn't make Mr. Humphrey smile." "Some people need time," Mom said. "Remember how patient Bonnie was with you when you were learning to read?" I think about that all the way home. "You made a lot of people smile today," I tell Star. "When we get home, we have to work on Mr. Humphrey, though. Maybe he likes hide and seek. That would make him smile. Or card tricks. I don't think we can bring tennis balls. Besides, Mr. Humphrey might not have a mitt." Before bed, Star and I practice reading together. "You've got one more test," I say. Then I tuck a few books into my bag. Do you think Star's going to read to Mr. Humphrey? Maybe that will make him smile. What do you think? Hope so, because we don't want anybody to be sad. Next time we visit Walker Oaks, Mr. Finch is waiting in the hallway. "Hello again, Madeline Finn," he says. "Today, Star's going to ride the elevator." "Oh no, we didn't practice that." Star is afraid to go in. Then Bonnie gives him a nudge. The elevator is hot and jiggly and crowded. "You can do it, Star," I say. Finally, the door opens. The hallway is busy. Someone dropped a plate of cookies, but Star leaves them alone. Mr. Finch writes something on his clipboard. "Good job, Star," I say. Then we see Mr. Humphrey. "Do you remember when you rode the elevator and you didn't care at all, did you? You ride it every week." "Yeah, and you like it." And it makes squeaky noises. "This is Star," I say in my most patient voice. "He's practicing to be a therapy dog. Would you like to pet him?" Mr. Humphrey doesn't say anything. Maybe he doesn't hear. "Would you like to see my magic cards?" I ask after a while. Still nothing. Then Mrs. Dimple calls me over. "Madeline Finn," she says, "do you remember when you first met Bonnie?" I nod. "Bonnie liked me right away, even though I was afraid to read." "That's right," said Mrs. Dimple. "Bonnie accepted you just as you are." I look at Star. Maybe Mr. Humphrey isn't ready to smile. Maybe we need to be patient. "Mr. Finch, can we go back in?" This time, I sit by Mr. Humphrey, but I don't say anything. I just let him be. After a while, I pull out my book. "I didn't always like to read," I whispered, especially out loud. Mr. Humphrey doesn't say anything, but I don't mind. When Bonnie sees me with a book, she comes right over. I read nice and soft. I even mess up a few words, but that's okay. There's both Bonnie and Star, and Mr. Humphrey. I'm almost to the end of my story when I see Star move closer to Mr. Humphrey. Very, very slowly, Star rests his chin on Mr. Humphrey's knee. Finally, Mr. Humphrey looks at me. "My wife loved books," he said, and then he smiles. "How about another story?" "Yes, sir," I say. I'm picking out another book when Mr. Finch hands me something. What do you suppose? Do you suppose he gave her another book to read to Mr. Humphrey? It was really nice of Star, wasn't it? It's a tag for Star. "I am a therapy dog," it says. "You did it, Star." I fastened his new tag on his collar, right above his heart. The end. That's exactly what Lager had to do to earn his heart for his therapy dog test. And he passed with flying colors too. and he loves making people happy. Therapy dogs share joy and comfort wherever they go. But always remember, if you see a therapy dog out on a leash, or any dog on a leash, you need to ask, "May I please pet your dog?" before you do. Okay? Well, this ends another LagerTails, doesn't it, Bud? We've had a good time, and just remember that all pets are therapy pets as long as you get comfort and love from them, and give comfort and love to them in return. See you next time, and don't forget, wash your paws. Bye-bye.